Good morning and welcome to the PT on Ice Daily Show. My name is Eric Chaconis and I teach our extremity management course. One of the things that we like to cover in that course is not only some specific techniques, so we do a lot of specific techniques, manual therapy techniques and exercise progressions, but I think one thing that's really important to cover is the manner in which we provide these techniques. And so the handling, the specific way that we grasp the joint and manipulate that joint, the way that we cradle the limb, really matters a lot. What we've learned probably over the past 20 years is the mechanics, the specific biomechanics of the technique probably aren't as important, and a lot of these contextual factors, the way that we provide care, the patient expectations, the way that we communicate to the patient, the way that we show empathy, that all seems to matter a lot more. And so the one way that you can do that is through your hands. And I think this is one of the really important components of manual therapy, is that I touch the patient and I handle the limb with empathy, care, and finesse. And so I think when I was brand new PT right out of school, I think a lot of times I was focused on the physical stretch and getting after that joint in such a way that it really improved their mobility in my mind through the deformation of collagen and by how much force I was providing. And what I've learned over the years is really that's not the way to go about it. And it's actually better to go about it with this gentle, kind of caring finesse that really is just an overall comfortable experience for the patient. So rarely are we ever going to push into pain or create pain with our techniques. We don't want to do that, right? We want people to feel better when they leave. And so these techniques are really soft and gentle. So a couple different things. One is I'm very attuned to how much guarding is going on. So if I feel like I'm getting resistance when I go to move the limb, then I sort of want to change gears a little bit or figure out a technique that I can do to reduce that. One thing that I find to be very helpful when it comes to a specific joint like the shoulder is to grasp the carpals. And actually grasping the carpals and moving the limb via the carpals instead of like grabbing the forearm and the mid shaft of the forearm like that tends to let people kind of let go a little bit. And so they just feel like you've got control at that distal location there. The other thing too is it'll usually be two hands, right? So I'm going to have this second hand sort of more proximal. And I want to just feel that person just kind of totally relax into my hands. And so I do that in a very gentle way. Now, a lot of times it's tempting to say, relax, can you relax for me? But most people, they're not purposefully guarding. It's an involuntary thing. They're not comfortable yet, or they just, for whatever reason, because of pain in the region, they're just not ready to let go quite yet. And so I like to not actually say anything at all. I don't say, relax, let me have your arm or anything like that. I actually will just spend quite a bit of time kind of cradling that arm, oscillating that arm, moving it in different positions. Sometimes I hold it up against my body like that, which is going to give me this free hand now to come in and really grasp the joint. So I now have kind of this nice stabilizing hand, if you will, kind of on the proximal aspect of the joint over towards the scapula. And then I have this manipulating arm that's sort of comfortably cradled against my body to kind of, provide a little inferior glide, or if I want to start doing a little distraction or a posterior glide, I can do all that from that position. So anyway, the bottom line there is I'm not really giving her commands. Rather, I'm creating trust by providing so much support and in a gentle sort of way. So that's really, really important. The way that your hand touches the limb is also critical. And so, I think it's tempting sometimes to kind of grab or we just naturally will grab somebody's limb and with our fingers. That's not what I want to do. I really want to actually come in with more the palm of my hand. So almost all of the cradling occurs from the palm. The fingers just simply are gently wrap around to provide that tactile kind of input to the arm. But the support's coming from really the palm of my hand. And so I'm there, right? And my grip right now is super, super light. I'm not providing really any grip through my fingers at all. It's all coming through the palm of my hand. I want to try to use the fattest parts of my hand to be the contact points. That's really, really important. The more bony and pokey you feel, the more it's going to be uncomfortable and the more that person's going to probably guard or not have it as positive of an experience. And so I come in and I'm really kind of almost flexing my hand gently just to sort of bunch up some of those fat pads and fatty areas and muscular areas on the hand to kind of make that the contact point. And so I think when you're learning these techniques and you're kind of younger in your career, getting feedback from a partner is critical. When we teach our courses, we're constantly using that whole partner, interaction and feedback mechanism to really help you get your hands better and better. It's all about skill development and really having kind of expert level hands is what you want, right? And so anyway, that's just another important point is just be soft, padded part, not the pokey part. And that's key. All right. Hope that helps. And we are in Santa Barbara, California, the first weekend in.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the PT on Ice Daily Show. If you enjoyed this content, head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. And be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Institute of Clinical Excellence. If you're interested in getting plugged into more ICE content on a weekly basis while earning CEUs from home, check out our virtual ICE online mentorship program at ptonice.com. While you're there, sign up for our Hump Day Hustling newsletter for a free email every Wednesday morning with our top 5 research articles and social media posts that we think are worth reading. Head over to ptonice.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up.